Part 1. The Crystal Palace. Sun Wukong, the handsome Monkey King, held his breath and sank deeper into the Eastern Ocean. Down, down, down he went. He passed schools of glowing jellyfish and massive whales. He used a water-repelling spell to part the waves, walking on the ocean floor as easily as if it were a dry road. Finally, he saw it, the Crystal Palace. It was a city made of pearl and coral. The walls were transparent crystal, and the gates were guarded by crab generals and shrimp soldiers holding spears. Wukong marched up to a yaksha, a sea patrol daemon, at the gate. "I am the Monkey King from the Flower Fruit Mountain next door," Wukong announced. "Go tell the Dragon King that his neighbor has come to visit." The yaksha was terrified by this strange monkey who could talk underwater. He swam inside as fast as his fins could carry him. Inside the throne room, Ao Guang, the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea, was resting. "Your Majesty," the yaksha cried, "there is a monkey outside. He says he is your neighbor and demands to see you." Ao Guang was a polite ruler. He adjusted his crown and said, "If he is a neighbor and an immortal, let him in." Wukong strutted into the palace. He didn't bow, he didn't salute. He just hopped onto a guest chair and grabbed a cup of tea. "Greetings, old neighbor," Wukong chirped. "I have just returned from studying the way of immortality. I have powerful magic, but I have a small problem." "And what is that?" the Dragon King asked nervously. "I have no weapon," Wukong said. "My subjects told me you have plenty of treasures down here. I thought you might be generous enough to give me one." The Dragon King forced a smile. He wanted this rude guest to leave quickly. Of course, General Flounder, bring out the large scimitar." A soldier brought out a massive curved sword. Wukong picked it up with 2 fingers. "Too light," he said, tossing it aside. "It feels like a piece of paper. I need something heavier." "Heavier?" The Dragon King was surprised. "Bring out the 9-pronged fork. It weighs 3,600 pounds. 4 eel soldiers struggled to carry the giant fork. Wukong grabbed it, swung it around like a baton, and yawned. "Too light, too light. Don't you have anything for a real man?" The Dragon King was starting to sweat. "This is a 3,600-pound fork. How can it be too light?" "Bring me something heavier," Wukong insisted. "Fine," the Dragon King grumbled. "Bring the halberd of painted heaven. It weighs 7,200 pounds. It is the heaviest weapon in the armory." This time, it took 8 strong crab generals to lift the weapon. Wukong seized it. He tossed it in the air, caught it, and performed a martial arts routine. The water swirled around him, knocking over tables and chairs. Wukong stopped and frowned. "Still too light. If I use this, I'll break it in a day. Do you have anything else?" "I truly do." "Not!" the Dragon King cried. "That is the heaviest weapon in the ocean." Part 2. The Needle in the Ocean. Just then, the Dragon Queen and the Dragon Princess swam out from the back room. They whispered in the king's ear, "Your Majesty, this monkey is no ordinary saint. Why don't you show him the piece of scrap iron in the treasury? It has been glowing with a strange light for the last few days. Maybe it was waiting for him." "You mean the Milky Way iron?" the king whispered back. "That isn't a weapon. It's a ruler used by the great Emperor Yu to measure the depth of the oceans when he fixed the Great Flood. It's just a useless pillar." "Just give it to him," the queen urged. "If he can lift it, let him take it." "Just get him out of our palace." The Dragon King turned to Wukong. "Immortal, there is one more thing, but it is very heavy. I cannot lift it. You must go see it for yourself." They led Wukong to the center of the ocean treasury. There, rising from the sandy floor, was a massive pillar of black iron. It was 20 feet tall and as thick as a barrel. It glowed with a faint golden light. Wukong's heart skipped a beat. He felt a connection. He walked up to the pillar and touched it. "It's a bit too thick," Wukong muttered. "If it were a little shorter and thinner, it would be perfect." Suddenly, the pillar flashed. It shrank. It became 15 feet tall and thinner. Wukong gasped, "Smaller! Make it smaller!" The pillar obeyed his command. It shrank again, becoming the size of a regular fighting staff, about 6 feet long. Wukong grabbed it. It was heavy, incredibly heavy. It weighed exactly 13,500 pounds. He examined the staff. It was made of black iron, but both ends were tipped with gold rings. Written along the side were ancient characters. "The As You Will golden-hooped staff. Ruyi Jingu Bang." "Beautiful," Wukong laughed. He swung the staff. The ocean shook. Waves crashed on the surface miles above. The Dragon Palace trembled as if an earthquake had hit. "Smaller!" Wukong commanded. The staff shrank until it was the size of a sewing needle. Wukong tucked it behind his ear, hidden in his fur. Bigger! Boom! It returned to a fighting staff. "Thank you, neighbor!" Wukong laughed. "This is exactly what I wanted." Part 3, The Bully. The Dragon King was shaking with fear. He had just given away a cosmic treasure. "You have your weapon," he stammered. "Now, please—" "Wait," Wukong interrupted. "I have a nice weapon now, but look at me." He pointed to his ragged clothes. "I am wearing an old robe I stole from a human years ago. It doesn't match this beautiful staff. Since you were so generous, surely you can spare a suit of armor?" "I don't have any armor," the Dragon King lied. "I think you do." Wukong spun the heavy staff in his hand. The water pressure nearly knocked the king over. "I will sit here and wait until you remember." The Dragon King panicked. He rang a golden bell to summon his brothers, the Dragon Kings of the South, North, and West Seas. Within moments, the 3 other Dragon Kings arrived. They were annoyed. "Brother, why did you call us? Who is this rude monkey?" asked the Dragon King of the South. "Shh," Ao Guang whispered. "He is a monster with infinite power. He just took the ocean calming pillar as a toy. We must give him what he wants so he leaves." The brothers sighed. They pooled their treasures together. The North Dragon gave a pair of cloud-walking boots made of lotus fiber. The West Dragon gave a suit of golden chain-mail armor. The South Dragon gave a phoenix feather cap made of red gold. Wukong put them on. He looked magnificent. The gold armor shone brightly. The red feathers on his cap danced in the water, and the boots felt light as air. "Now this is a king!" Wukong cheered. He shouted, "Thank you," and shot up toward the surface like a rocket, leaving the 4 Dragon Kings angry and humiliated in his wake. "I will report this to the Jade Emperor," the Southern Dragon King vowed. "I will file a formal complaint. This monkey must be punished." Part 4. The Dream of Death. Wukong returned to the Flower Fruit Mountain in glory. He showed off his new weapon and armor. The monkeys were in awe. He spent the day appointing generals and organizing his army. That night, Wukong held a victory banquet. He drank too much strong wine and fell into a deep sleep under a pine tree. In his dream, he saw 2 men approaching him. They held a rope and a document. One had the head of a horse. The other had the head of an ox. "Sun Wukong," they shouted, "your time is up." Before Wukong could react, they threw the rope around his neck and dragged his soul out of his body. They pulled him through a dark, misty tunnel until they reached a terrifying city. A sign above the gate read, "The Land of Darkness, the Underworld." Wukong suddenly sobered up. The alcohol vanished from his system. "Wait a minute," he yelled. "I am an immortal. I learned the magic of eternal youth. I am outside the cycle of yin and yang. Why am I here?" "Everyone dies eventually," said Horseface. "Yamaraja, the king of death, has your name on his list. Keep walking." Wukong was furious. "I ascended beyond death years ago. You made a mistake." He reached behind his ear. "Grow!" The needle turned into the golden staff. Crack! Wukong smashed the 2 ghost messengers into smoke. He kicked open the gates of hell and stormed into the city. Panic erupted in the underworld. Ghosts screamed and ran. Demon guards tried to stop him, but Wukong swung his staff, knocking them over like bowling pins. He fought his way across the bridge of helplessness and kicked down the doors of the Palace of Darkness. Inside, the 10 kings of hell were holding a meeting. They looked up to see a golden monkey in battle armor, radiating terrifying energy, standing in their hall. "Who are you?" King Yama asked, trembling. "I am the great sage Sun Wukong," he roared. "Why did you send your goons to arrest me? I am an immortal." Please calm down, King Yama said. There are many people in the world with the same name. Perhaps it was a clerical error? Bring me the book of life and death, Wukong demanded. I want to check. The judge hurried over with a massive stack of ledgers. Wukong sat on the king's throne and started flipping through the books. He checked the bird files. He checked the beast files. Finally, he found the primate files. He scanned the list until he found entry 1350. Sun Wukong, Stone Monkey. Lifespan 342 years. Ends in a peaceful death. 342 years? Wukong scoffed. I am already older than that, and I refuse to die. He grabbed a brush, dipped it in heavy, black ink, and crossed out his name. He didn't stop there. He found the page for Monkeys of Flower Fruit Mountain and crossed out every single name he could find. There! Wukong threw the book on the floor. Now the account is closed. Don't ever come from me or my subjects again. He spun his staff, smashed a hole in the roof of the underworld, and somersaulted back to the world of the living. Part 5. The Complaint. Wukong woke up with a start. He was back under the pine tree. His body was covered in cold sweat. "Master," his monkey subjects asked, "you were sleeping for a long time." "I had a busy dream," Wukong laughed. "I went to hell and had a chat with the King of Death. I crossed our names out of his book. From now on, none of you will ever die of old age." The monkeys cheered wildly. "Long live the king! Long live the king!" But while the Flower Fruit Mountain celebrated, storm clouds were gathering in heaven. High above, in the cloud palace of the golden doors, the Jade Emperor sat on his throne. It was the morning court session. 2 angry officials stepped forward to file urgent reports. First came Ao Guang, the Dragon King. He bowed low. "Your Majesty, the fraudulent immortal Sun Wukong broke into my ocean home. He bullied me, stole the golden staff, and extorted armor from my brothers. He threatens the peace of the seas. Please send an army to capture him." Next came King Yama of the underworld. He looked disheveled. "Your Majesty, the wild monkey Sun Wukong invaded hell. He beat up my guards, threatened the 10 kings, and vandalized the Book of Life and Death. He has broken the supreme law of the universe. Please send an army to execute him." The Jade Emperor frowned. Who is this Sun Wukong? When was he born? The captain of the guards, 1,000-Mile Eye, stepped forward. "Your Majesty, do you remember the stone monkey from 300 years ago? The one with the golden eyes? It is him. He has learned magic and become a demon." A mere monkey causing this much trouble? The Jade Emperor stroked his beard. "General Li, take your army and—" "Wait!" A gentle voice interrupted the Emperor. An old man with a white beard and a star on his forehead stepped out from the ranks. "It was the spirit of the planet Venus, Tai Bai Jingsing. He was the diplomat of heaven. Your Majesty, Venus said softly, this monkey has gained power and immortality. If we send an army, we might lose many soldiers, and the battle will disturb the peace of earth. Magic is rare. Why don't we use a softer approach? What do you suggest? Asked the emperor. Summon him to heaven, Venus proposed. Give him a small, official job title. Keep him here where we can watch him. If he follows the rules, we reward him. If he breaks them, then we can punish him. It is better to have him inside the tent pissing out than outside pissing in. The Jade Emperor nodded. Wise words, Venus. Very well. I appoint you as the messenger. Go down and invite this Sun Wukong to heaven. Venus bowed and floated down on a cloud. He held an official scroll in his hand. He was heading straight for the Flower Fruit Mountain. Sun Wukong had conquered the ocean. He had conquered death. Now he was about to receive an invitation to the ultimate party, heaven itself. But Wukong had no idea that in heaven a job isn't always a reward. Sometimes it's a leash.